Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. So tonight we have a two-part challenge here on my Facebook page, Coffee, Cake, and Crafting. We have a Pinterest challenge going on where basically I just want you to actually do one of the pins that you pinned. So whether it's a crafting pin or if it's cake or ice cream or I don't know, I like a sugar scrub, a toilet bowl cleaner, whatever you have, that's what you have to make for the Pinterest challenge. So basically what you do for that is you pick two numbers. I picked 4 and 15. So how that works is, I almost showed you my password there on my phone. How that works is that you're going to go to your Pinterest, and my first number was 4, so I'm going to go to my fourth board, which is swaps. And then it was my 15. It was either, I don't know, whichever board number I picked first was the swaps one. It was either 4 or 5. And then the 15th one was this. So this is what I have to make for the Pinterest challenge. Thankfully, this was a quick and easy project. We're going to do this, and we're going to try to make this into the second challenge that I posted in the discussion, which was a 20-minute challenge of 20 minutes. You follow whatever project I'm doing. You do not pause the video at all. You just follow me, whatever craziness I got going on. We're going to get it done in 20 minutes so we can all say, hey, look, we got a project done in 20 minutes. So as I'm rambling, what we're going to do is I need you to get a few items, okay? I need you to get a half a sheet of cardstock, so 5.5 by 8. So just a half a sheet of cardstock. It doesn't matter. Whatever color you grab, that's what you're going to use. We're going to do this quick. We only got 20 minutes. And you're going to grab scrap paper from your scrap box. So whatever paper you have, that's what you're going to use. You can see I cut out hearts out of this one. I was trying to see, mine's going to be a little bit, if you have directional paper, it has to be long enough for 4 1/8. So like mine is not long enough to do it this way because some of the pieces have the heart cutouts, but I can do it this way, it doesn't matter. So 4 1/8, that's what we're going to do. And you need some seam binding or some ribbon. I have the seam binding right here, but I don't think I like it with this paper. And you're going to grab some pre-made embellishments. These are what I had in my basket. I have all these baskets on the floor next to my desk. So here's the basket of goodies. I just have, these are just projects I started or leftovers. So we could, we could probably use this waste. Yeah, that's what we're going to use. So just grab whatever you have pre-made. If you have some ephemera, which I have this donut, which was cute on this box here. Actually, I think he was tied in there like that. Or if you have like a big old sign or whatever, that'd be really cute on there. Whatever you have laying around on your junky desk. Or beside your junky desk. So hopefully you guys run and grab that. Again, I don't want you to pause the video, so whatever you grab, grab. And the reason why I don't want you to pause the video is because sometimes we just get so caught up in, oh my gosh, does this match? Does this? Da, da, da. Just trust your instincts. Grab it right now. If it doesn't match, it doesn't matter, because we just want to have the bragging rights of I finished a project in 20 minutes. So you need, what did I say? The half a sheet of cardstock, the 5.5 by 8. Or 5.5 by 8.5. Yeah, just cut it in half. 5.5 by 8.5. You're gonna need your scraps. You're gonna need score tape. Doesn't matter which size. Just some score tape, some ribbon or lace or whatever, so we can tie the box. It just looks better with the ribbon or lace. And you're going to need your either paper trimmer or scoreboard. I'm going to use my scoreboard just because it's easier. Let's see how cute that would be there. Something like that. Or This flower was on my desk, so there's that. Okay, so you guys get the point. So you just need that really fast. You're going to need your scissors. You're going to need your adhesive of choice. I'm going to use tape runner because it's faster and we're trying to get this project done in 20 minutes, right? Okay, so let's move all this out of the way. We're going to take our cardstock and we're going to get our timer. Sorry, my timer is a little dirty. So you have your 8.5 by 5.5 sheet of paper, your scrap paper, your glue, adhesive, whatever you're using, your ribbon, your embellishments, that kind of stuff. So you should have it right now. Now, if you're not near your craft desk, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and stop the video and watch it when you're at your craft desk, because we want to do this as a really quick 20 minutes, no cheating, start to finish. Okay? Yeah, so let's do it. Do it with me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set our timer. And my timer is automatically 20 minutes. So let's go. Okay, on the short side. So on the short side, we're going to use this top row of scoring. Okay, short side. We are going to do 1 1/4. You guys remember, follow along. We're not pausing the video. So 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, and 5. Okay, 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, and 5. Okay, we're going to rotate our paper. So now that the long side is on top, and we're going to score at 1 1/4, 5 1/2. This is a part that gets a little tricky. It's easier if you're on a scoreboard than it is a paper trimmer, because your next score mark is 5 7/8. And then 6 1/4, and then 6 5/8. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see that. We're just getting 3 lines with about 1/4 of an inch in between. See that what I'm talking about? Okay. So for those of you who are still collecting your paper and your embellishments and everything like that, and you're not pausing the video, let's do that again. So short side, we are at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, and at 5. Turn it long side, 1 1/4, 5 1/2, 5 7/8, 6 1/4, and 6 5/8. Okay, that's it. Scoreboard's done. Let's get that out of here. Okay, this part you can use your paper trimmer or your scissors, but you guys know I am all about time saving, especially this is a 20-minute project. We're just going to use our scissors, or whatever you're more comfortable with. So you want to put it where your 3 lines are towards the bottom. You see that? And then the little skinny strip is to the right. Okay, see that? So our first, I don't like these scissors right now. Here we go. Our first cut is going to be this little skinny rectangle right here. So we're just going to cut this out completely. So you're going to cut all the way up to that very first score line and cut this out. Okay, like so. Now, from the left, we're going to cut 1, 2, 3 boxes out. Okay? So we're going to stop right where I cut. So this box we're leaving alone. We're cutting 1, 2, 3. Okay? And we're just cutting along that first score mark to there. Now, if you accidentally cut this flap off, oh well, too bad. It doesn't matter. You just won't have this top flap. Still looks gorgeous. It just won't close. So don't freak out. You're fine. Okay. So that's what we did. Now we're going to flip it over. So now our skinny, or I guess rotate it would be the better word. We're going to cut off completely the skinny rectangle on this side. We don't need that. So it should look like that. Okay. And then, so this is where our 3 lines are up here. This is our side flap, and this is our bottom. So these bottom pieces, we're just going to cut up to the first line, and that's it. So these are going to be our bottom flaps. Hopefully this is making sense. Okay, so they're basically, see how they're just our flaps, right? Okay. So now this part here is very important. We're training our paper to make this top business here, okay? So I need you to stop cutting. I need you to stop searching and pay, this part we have to pay attention to. So we're going to mountain, valley, mountain, or accordion style. So this top line is mountain, and then valley, and then mountain. Mountain, valley, mountain. So your paper should look like this on the side of some sort. Okay. If you don't get it right, it's not a super huge deal. You'll just have to manipulate the paper when the box is closed, so it's a little bit wonky, but it will be fine. So just remember mountain, valley, mountain, right? That's it. I don't varnish with this because I feel it doesn't need to be varnished. Okay. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and put score tape on this tab here. I'm going to go ahead and put it from the whole entire length of it. I'm using my what is this, 5/8 of an inch, I think, score tape. You can use your 1/4 of an inch. I just couldn't find my 1/4 of an inch. It doesn't really matter what you use though. If you use wet glue, you're going to have to give it a second to dry, obviously. So I went all the way up on this, and I know you guys are probably questioning why I went up, but you'll see. Okay, so there's that. Now what I'm going to do is just go ahead and mountain fold all of the other ones so you can see we're just making the shape of the box. Like so. At this point, do not take that score tape off, okay? We're not ready for that yet. That's what we're doing. We're making so we have our bottom flappies, stuff like that, okay? So right now we're going to go ahead and decorate. For me, it's easier to decorate something flat than when I tried to decorate it when it was already 3D. It was just a nightmare. So we're going to do it this way. So now you need 4 strips of your scrap paper, which you're going to measure 4 1/8 by 1 1/8. So you have directional paper. Be mindful of that. So what I'm going to do is just cut off these hearts so that way I have a straight line to work with. Okay. So 4 1/8 by 1 1/8. So 1 1/8. 1 1/8. And I don't think this is quite big enough, so I'll need to cut like this. So 4 1/8. by 1 1/8. We're doing great on time. We still have 11 minutes. Okay, and 1 and 1. This is 1 1/8. Okay, so 4 strips at 4 1/8 by 1 1/8. Sorry, I should have kept them in order so that way when they're on the box they look like they're in order, but there's whatever. And then the top piece is 1 1/8 by 1 1/8, or if you only have like this little tiny piece left, you can use those, but I think I can fit this flower in this 1 1/8 by 1 1/8. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's see if I can fit. And this is just me being picky. You don't have to be picky like this. I just want this flower right here. So got most of it. So that's going to be the top of my box. It just worked out. Happy surprise, right? Okay. So I'm just going to use tape runner to put my strips on. And this is what I was saying. I wish I would have. Actually, this might be the order. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah, I don't know what I did here. Oh, these two go. This is me being picky right now because we have plenty of time. So this is not a big deal right here. I'm telling you. Just cut your paper and keep it moving. I'm stressing more than what needs to be stressed over at this point. I don't care. Okay, so go ahead and adhere your 4 strips down. I'm just using this tape runner I got at Walmart. Again, we're not putting anything heavy in the box, so you don't need Super Duty. You don't need score tape on these panels. You can use your ATG. You can use your tape runner from Walmart. You can use wet glue. Whatever you want. So we're just going to put it in the panel between the 2 score lines. So between those 2 score lines. And yes, I mixed my panel strips up on purpose because I don't want to sit there and I wasted 3 minutes agonizing over it, which was what we do, you know. Okay. So there's that. And if you want to have more of a border, then do it at 1 inch. I think my party paper, this box here, these are only at 1 inch because I already had 1 inch strips in my craft stash, my scrap box. I don't know what they were there for, but that's what I used on this one. So, I mean, you don't have to have them 1 1/8. You can have whatever you want. Obviously, it's your project. Okay, last one. You know, I went and bought all of those fancy grid papers so I don't ruin my desk and then I don't ever use them. Okay. I got glue and everything all over this. Okay, so that looks really pretty so far. So this is going to be my box. Super cute. Okay, so at this point, we have our flat to the top, score tape to the left, and you have your 4 panels. So what we're going to do is on this side, we're just going to fold it over like so, and we're going to turn it to where we're holding the 3 score lines are going to be over here to your right. Okay, this is the part where I said if you haven't made Christmas crackers, this is going to be a little bit confusing. Okay, so really pay attention to this part. We have plenty of time. So you see how I have it folded over like so. We're going to use this middle score line where my scissors are pointing as the point for a triangle. Okay, so we're going to come up like this. We're going to cut up from here to point and down to the corner. So mine's about a ½ inch up. The measurements do not have to be exact. You just don't want too much. So just cut into that point, and we're just making a triangle like so. So here's our first score mark, our second score line, our third score line, and we're using that second one as a point, okay? So now we're just gonna open it, and it'll be a diamond. We're gonna fold this in half, so 2 panels are this way and 2 panels are this way. We're gonna do the same, eyeball it, do not stress over it. One diagonal slit right there, one diagonal slit there, okay? We're going to open it up, same thing, okay? Diagonal slit to the middle, diagonal slit to the middle. So that's it. So now we have this, okay? This other part is how I personally like to do it. I'm sure there's a different way, but this is what I like to do. I like to go ahead and close the box at this point. So we're just going to take our score tape off the backing, okay? And I like to lay mine flat, like see how I just folded it over? And just fold this box right into it, the panel right into it, okay? Easy peasy. So now we have our box, right? We still have this side right here that doesn't have a diamond. So what we're going to do is just smash our box and cut into that 1 and 2 to make our triangle. That's it. Like so. So now we have a triangle on all the sides. We have our big flap up here. We still have our bottom flaps. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom. You can do the bottom first, but if you want to put your treat in, you can put your treat in now. The top is pretty wide, so it doesn't really matter. So what I do is I just play around with the tabs just to see which tab is going to give me the most coverage without overhang, because let's face it, we don't always cut the best. So this one I didn't cut all the way in the score line, so I'm going to go ahead and get that a little. If you want to miter it, you can. I mean, I prefer not to because I always cut off too much. So that works for me. So I'm just going to take 3 pieces of score tape and fold one flap down, put a piece of score tape on it, fold another flap down, put a piece of score tape, and I'm just making this more complicated than what I probably should. And then fold another flap down and put a piece of score tape. So you have 3 pieces of score tape, or if you use wet glue, just wet glue it up. Now you're just going to take your score tape off and fold them in however. Just close the bottom, basically, is what you're doing. Somebody said that they usually just cut off 2 flaps and only have 2, but I think this project requires all 4 flaps. Because we are going to put some candy in. I mean, there's not going to be anything super heavy in here, but see, this is where I didn't smash the score tape down good enough, so it's not here. Okay, so close your box. If you have any overhang, then just trim it off. It doesn't really matter. Stick something in there to kind of, make sure that bottom is stuck close. Okay, so now we have this massive flap right here that is way bigger than the box, which is supposed to be. So if yours is way bigger, then you did it right. So all I like to do is flip it on the bottom. See how it's kind of lined up? Let me see if I can zoom in. Nope, I guess that's it. I'm just gonna take my scoring tool and just score right up against it. I'm sure there's a way that you can measure it and put it on your scoreboard and all that. So I just did a little line right there. See? I'm not sure you can score it, measure it, make it look great, but it's the inside of the box. Who cares? So I'm just going to fold it on that score line as best as I can and just line up those edges. Just fold it. I'm going to garnish it. This is your piece that's going in your box, like so. Okay? But we do need to round these corners, or if you don't have a corner rounder, then you need to just round them with your scissors. So all I'm doing is taking my corner chomper and chopping them. I like to use the 1/2 inch side. You can use whatever you have. And then just tuck it in. Make sure it fits. If it doesn't fit, you need to rescore it, then, you know, go ahead and rescore it. So there's our 20 minutes, guys. We are just slightly over time, so we'll do 20 minutes and 30 seconds. So where's my top flower? We'll get this top flower in. As long as we don't go to 21 minutes, we're fine, right? Still 20 minutes. So we'll go ahead and put this on. And it's because I was too busy playing with those daggone bottom flaps, right? Like so. I'm going to take my massive piece of lace and I am going to just snip off, well, I'm just tying it to the front. I got like 30 seconds. I can't tie. I'm just going to do this and this, and I think I'm going to leave mine out like that. I don't know. I think it's cute. Maybe a bow. Of course, I picked the toughest lace to work with. It's because it has like rubber in it. It's like elastic rubber. Jeez. So mine's done. Yeah, I think mine's done. I don't think it needs anything else because we have the flower on the top. I could go ahead and, yes, we need this flower right here. Pop that flower in there, and that's it. I'm done. So 20 minutes, we got it done with me rambling. We are done. Pinterest challenge done. Party favor box done. Look at us. Oh, wait. Get in there. There we go. That's it. 20 minutes. We did a great job, and it probably would have been a lot sooner if I wasn't rambling on about the bottom flaps. Great job, guys. I hope you followed along. I hope you make some more of these. They're super easy, super quick. I'm going to see if I can do one start to finish without talking and see how long that takes me. Maybe you'll get a better idea of that. So let me hurry up and see how fast I can do this. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that because this video is already 30 minutes long. Okay, so hopefully you make them more. Do your Pinterest challenge. Do this 20-minute challenge. And thanks for watching, guys. Good night.